Today we're going to talk about audio and how it can add or detract from your video and how important it really truly is. We are absolutely flooded by video everywhere that we look. We get our news through television and online video, like viral video clips come and go each week, each day. We even watch TV shows on our movies and our mobile devices. We are just absolutely fixated on how a video looks that we often forget to think about how that video sounds. But really, truly, sound cannot be ignored. In fact, sound is the fast track to accessing your viewer's memories. That same part of the human brain that processes the sense of sound also stores memories, at least in part. And the audio in video brings that experience to life. And it's one part of the editing process that you really just can't afford to slack on. So, can good audio be more important than good video? The answer is yes. Quality audio is significantly more vital than visual components of a video. That's not to say that you should ever neglect your video's picture quality, but achieving good quality audio can actually help your viewers' interest, even if the picture they are seeing is not very good. So consider a voiceover when you are putting together your videos. They're super easy and reliable. There's no doubt when you're shooting video and sound in an outdoor location, recording high quality audio can be really difficult. Wind in a field or echoes in a barn, or even in an office, you're hearing an air conditioner. It's difficult, but with a little prep, you can definitely prevent a disastrous situation. So your best option in a windy or noisy outdoor environment is to record a lot of your audio track indoors. So that interview indoors, and then overlay it with some B-roll that you were taking outside, or simply applying that as a voiceover to something that you're seeing. And just recording that audio off camera separately in a different location and adding it might really help your process. So building trust in your story, product, or issue can have a lot to do with what you're saying on your audio. So beautiful, well-staged photos and videos can really help sell your product. That visual eye candy is absolutely an important thing. But having quality audio in your videos will help you sell it even more. So imagine your website is featuring like video testimonials for customers who are just absolutely thrilled to talk about how amazing your product is. But if viewers are struggling to hear those reviews because of poor quality audio, they're useless. You come away with such a bad taste in your mouth if you can't hear what they're saying, or it's grainy, or you don't understand who's talking when it's happening. It just really leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth. If people are raving about your products and you're lucky enough to have those reviews on video, just make sure they're very crystal clear. Wearing a lavalier, or at least eliminating any outside noise, can really affect your video quality. So there tend to be three main types of sound in video: human voice, music, and sound effects. And that sound can evoke more emotion than the picture. So the picture can really set it up, but that sound, that music or human voice or sound effect can really well it up inside of you. And while a fully produced video really evokes a specific emotional response, the lighting, the mood, that can really come through what you're seeing for your audience, for yourself, whether that's empathy, fright, sadness, guilt, or happiness, that emotion is really keyed off and informed and reinforced by the sound. So you can believe that you're seeing one thing, but when you are reinforced by that sound, you can really truly feel that emotion. So as I was saying, you can inform sound in a few different ways. Human voices. Obviously, the emotive speech of your on-screen subject, of your interviewees telling a story that they're showcasing. That verbal narration can add context to your on-screen interactions, and it quite literally tells your audience what's going on, how they should react, how they should feel about something. Music. This is absolutely the biggest one we think about when we think about audio, right? It's the style of music overlaid on your particular clip can really relate to the emotion that you're hoping to reach. It can really just make a more cohesive video and push you into the sadness that you're trying to evoke, or that upbeat, happy feeling that you're trying to give about your product. And then finally, sound effects. So the soundscape paints the audio picture of a particular setting. So think of the sounds that you might hear in a busy newsroom. Those are a lot different than you'll hear on a snowy mountaintop in the Alps. And so the sounds in each one of those environments are unique and create an emotional response with the viewer, while also making your video feel much more realistic. So, crickets at night when you're shooting outside, or the creak of a door when you're introducing a new room in your video. All of those are kind of sound effects that really help, again, reinforce what you are seeing and feeling on screen. So just like the beautiful voices, music, or sound effects that you will hear on the screen, silence can speak just as loud. So it is one of the most powerful tools in your audio arsenal. Part of your job is to guide a user through a story, correct? By taking away the sound, you are exercising that valuable tool to direct the viewer's focus to the screen, suggesting that something extremely important is about to happen. So whether that is a pause in between, sentences, or in between your transition, it just, that beat there that makes people realize something important is about to happen is really, really important. Now, this is a powerful tool and should be used sparingly, just like any other powerful tool, but it can be a key part of your audio and very effective when you use it well. So don't overuse it in your dialogue. Use music to help keep your viewers interested, but if you really need to emphasize something, taking that beat before can be very effective. So most people won't notice good quality sound, but almost everyone will notice when there is bad sound. So you have that working for and against you, for sure. So let's look at some examples, actually.
So my name is Olivier Dessin, and I'm the owner and chef of Millefeuille Bakery Cafe. I opened that shop a year ago, and in New York City. I just come from Paris. So my name is Olivier Dessin, and I'm the owner and chef of Millefeuille Bakery Cafe. I opened that shop a year ago, and in New York City. I just come from Paris.
So we're here in Panama at Playa Teta, where I'm super stoked because I get to surf today with one of the world's top big wave surfers, legendary Ian Walsh. And Ian is going to teach me today how to catch a wave and how to do a bottom turn. So we're here in Panama at Playa Teta, where I'm super stoked because I get to surf today with one of the world's top big wave surfers, legendary Ian Walsh. And Ian is going to teach me today how to catch a wave and how to do a bottom turn.
Today we're going to teach Lauren how to surf in the Pacific side of Panama. And the waves are fun, 2 to 3 feet, really good offshore winds, and beautiful blue sunny day. Just going to try to avoid the rocks on the inside a little bit. Today we're going to teach Lauren how to surf in the Pacific side of Panama. And the waves are fun. It's about 2 to 3 feet, really good offshore winds, and beautiful blue sunny day. Just gonna try to avoid the rocks on the inside a little bit.
I received a comment the other day from someone asking me if I was going to make my record available.
So this is what it sounds like to have bad audio audio for your video. I have a Nikon D5300 and the visuals are okay. The visuals are actually really good, but the sound quality is horrible. There is echo in the room, you can hear the traffic on the outside, and my voice is not isolated. And again, with bad audio, your audience will click away. So this is what it sounds like with the lavalier microphone. The noises from the outdoors and the echo of the room are now gone. And most importantly, I've isolated my voice and it's clear and crisp. And I'm standing mere about 3 feet from my camera. I hope this demonstration helps you to know what is the difference between good audio and bad audio. Remember, using a mic lapel or a boom mic even can increase the quality of your audio in your video. And remember, without good audio, people will click away from your video, no matter how good your visuals are.
That's a really great couple of examples to show you how important audio can be. I understand that when you guys are filming your videos for class, it's going to be a little difficult to get the best audio possible. But when you start to get out into the workplace, it's really, really important that you use lavalier mics, that you use boom mics to catch that audio. That is really, really important and makes you seem like more of a professional. Actually, one of my favorite places in town too, because I don't shoot a ton of video for my big kid job, but when I do, I obviously want to have a beautiful, beautiful finished product. So I often rent a bunch of my video equipment, and there's a place in town called Midwest Photography that you can rent a bunch of really beautiful, amazing photography and videography equipment for very relatively cheap. So definitely something to look into. I told you we are getting close to the end of Adobe Premiere, and we're moving on to After Effects to talk a little bit more about how we use special effects, layer those on top of your video into Premiere. So After Effects is a software that is used in the post-production phase. So once you've edited your video, once you've done a lot of your audio, and has just this insane amount of effects that you can use to manipulate the imagery in your video. And it can really allow you to combine layers of video and images into the same scene. So it's all about adding effects and animation through the process of key poses and layer stacking, much like Photoshop layers. With access to, transformative properties, you can change really just about anything that you would like in your video or image. Color, size, rotation, much, much more than that. And then you have your layers intact because you are layering all of these on top of each other. You're not editing it like you are in Premiere. And so you can always pull those apart and or use other layers for further creativity. So you can if you create something you really, really love, that effect, then you can pull it onto another video or keep it later for some other image that you want to use it for. So this is your warning that you are going to need to download After Effects. And then finally, but why do we need to use visual effects in video, right? If you have this beautiful, beautiful video, if you have fantastic audio, like why do I actually need to use visual effects? Well, there's a couple really great reasons. So the first is to generate kind of like buzz and showcase your product before it's complete. So maybe you don't have that beautiful video yet, but you have good audio. You can use this animation that you can create in After Effects to allow you to visualize and showcase like products and ideas to potential investors, to people on your website before the production of the product is done. Additionally, that animation can really allow you to visualize the product in ways and places in situations that you might not have been able to before that might be complicated for traditional shooting techniques. Number two, that wow factor. So that entertainment and memorability, that visual and emotional like stimulation, it can really help increase the recall of information. So visual and special effects are just really one of those effective ways to create visual and emotional stimulation in the viewer. So an added layer, an added wow factor can just really help that recall stay on top of a viewer's brain. So our brains process images 60,000 times faster than text. So 60,000 times faster. And so 90% of the information feeding the brain is visual. So while it's important, again, to have really important audio, you will miss it if it's not there. These really cool visual effects will be processed super fast and effectively. And third, it's to reinforce your brand identity with those visual effects. So using visual effects on top of this beautiful imagery or instead of this beautiful imagery can really help bring your brand recognition to the forefront. So using the same colors, shapes, and characters, the same fonts that are consistent with your brand, really just helps solidify your branding messaging and your tone with your audience.